Here I'm showing you how to use the Seerosen border font to create frames and backgrounds. The font contains 19 elements that you can easily puzzle together to fill any rectangular space. So first I will dump all these elements onto my page. I'm doing this in Affinity Designer, but the steps are essentially the same in Illustrator. Here I've put one element on using the glyph browser, and now I'm just making 18 copies of that. I select each copy in turn and double-click a different glyph in the glyph browser to get my 19 different elements. Now, to align these elements properly, we'll use a trick. The font contains a stylistic set called alignment, and when I apply that stylistic set, I get boxed versions of all my glyphs, and those align much easier than the regular versions. To do that, I select all my glyphs, and then I bring up the typography panel from the Character Studio. I tick the alignment checkbox, and you can see the change in appearance right away. To get the elements to snap neatly to each other, I may need to adjust my Snapping Manager settings. The most important ones here are the object snapping checkboxes at the bottom. And now I can start puzzling the pieces together. The lines that represent the water are laid out on the same grid for each piece, and you can flip and mirror the pieces pretty much any way you want and still have the lines connect across pieces. That's helpful especially with the smaller pieces, of which you may need quite a few copies and where you'll need some variety. Now, few things are more boring than watching someone else do a jigsaw puzzle, so let's speed this up a bit. Alright, that looks pretty close to what I had in mind. If your finished spread doesn't quite fit the area you need, keep in mind that you can always mask or scale it to make it fit. Now that I'm done aligning, I can turn off my stylistic set and perhaps apply some color. At this point, we're as done as the old letterpress printers would have been. But we can take it a step further. You'll have noticed that there were 3 more stylistic sets, and those allow us to make this a multicolor design. The sets separate out the design elements. There's lily pads, blossoms, and of course the water. To apply them, we first stack 3 copies of the design, one on top of the other. To keep things manageable, I have grouped the design first. And now I duplicate that group twice. Alright, now I'll name each group for the design element it'll contain. Now I'll select the text elements in each group and apply the correct stylistic set to them. Now I have each design element on its own layer, as it were. All that remains now is to apply a different color to each group. And here's our 3-color design. I may want to add a background or a frame to my design, so let's do that now. Alright, let's move that to the back. And perhaps we'll also need a box on top of the design to hold a bit of text. Well, and there we are. Thanks for watching.